What are the social platforms that you think we should jump in on as business owners?
Build your brand, basically, yeah.
Well, I heard you guys talking to Mally about TikTok, and I will piggyback you on TikTok. I think that is certainly a place to be putting effort. Here's what I would encourage everyone to think about is the platforms are the platforms, but what's the content I have to feed to the platforms? It's kind of like, content is like, imagine having a heart without blood. Well, that's like having a platform without content. So what content does TikTok require? What do I have to change in how I'm making videos? Because obviously it's a vertical format video, multi-clip videos. Now they're going to 10-minute videos and stuff like that. So I would say do your research and figure out what are the different modalities of content that I need to be able to fill in with. And then say, does that make sense for how I do content? I think that's fair. But I would just say all things being equal, TikTok is certainly a spot I'd be looking at right now. Continuing to lean in on Instagram, looking at Facebook through the lens of groups. How do I really facilitate groups and treat it from a group standpoint? Looking at messaging formats is important. We're seeing a rise in WhatsApp. We're seeing a rise in Messenger. We're seeing a rise in integrated messaging platforms. So what's your game plan around DMs? That's not really a platform, but it's a conversation I've been having with a lot of my clients. Look, end of day, when we talk about actually lead generating and manifesting the opportunities that come out of all the content, all the social, it all goes down in the DMs. So what's your strategy? Do you have, for instance, a VA who is hooked up through your creator studio on Facebook and Instagram who can scan your DMs and who can specifically look for specific asks? I want to buy a house. I want to sell a house. Actual inquiries that you don't want to miss. And that then engages an entire process. Have you figured out how to mine those opportunities? Other platforms, I'm huge on YouTube right now. Always have been. I want it. YouTube's just the platform I want. Reason I like it is because it's higher intent. Generally speaking, if you're going to crush it on YouTube, you're going to get a higher intent buyer or seller lead. A lot of our coaching clients, like Brad McCallum, he's in Calgary, Alberta, one of our coaching members, freaking kills it on YouTube, kills it. And not all he does, I don't want to diminish it. He makes amazing listing videos. He has a video series called $1 Million Tours. He tours the properties. They're gorgeous. He's an amazing host, and it generates crazy seller deals. And then there's another guy in Texas named Jeremy Knight, another amazing member of our ecosystem. He creates just basically talking head, give you the news, what's happening in real estate, all the things you need to know. And he's got so much relo coming to Texas where he lives. He's closing $100,000 in GCI per month off of YouTube alone, organic, not a dollar spent. So I look at YouTube, I think the difference with YouTube is it's kind of that mountaintop and it's hard to get to the top. Yeah. So don't go after YouTube unless you're really okay with it. With TikTok, you actually have an early starter advantage in the sense that TikTok's algorithm doesn't really pay as much attention to the size of your audience and how big your following is. In fact, it's not even a ranking signal. So every next video, everybody's on the same playing field basically. So you have as much of a chance as somebody who has 1 million followers that your next video goes viral. It's just a matter of figuring out what types of videos perform based upon your style of content. And then last one I'll give you that I think you all should be looking at is Pinterest. I think Pinterest deserves a new set of eyes for a few reasons. One, Pinterest, yeah. Not that I'm the most active. From a straight up research standpoint. One, they're investing in a ton of new video formats. So I think there's an opportunity to get early mover advantage with video formats. Two, their advertising platform is really slick and it's got a great cost per result. So there's advertising. Three, I don't have the stat handy, but I read the other day that I think it's 86% of millennials consult Pinterest for any purchase decision, whatever they're any purchase decision.
Wow.
And last time I checked, buying a house was a really, really big purchase decision. And so in my mind, I'm well, if you were blogging and creating pro grade tips and advice about buying and selling real estate, and then just posting that and linking back to your blog on Pinterest, you're going to be positioning yourself in front of an audience who's consulting Pinterest for all types of advice. So theoretically, it could work a lot like YouTube, where it's that research phase, buyer and seller, who are digging into all the stuff you're publishing and really grabbing hold. So I don't know if that's a long-winded answer. Does that make sense?
Dude, that totally makes sense. We've been playing on Pinterest for a few months now.
Yeah.
Throwing out short videos, and we're seeing thousands of views, which is
it's not just recipes. Great. And I don't want to say you should do that at the expense of other platforms, but it's my philosophy has always been make your content and then publish it and optimize it for all your channels. treat them like that. That way you've got a content strategy. It's integrated across all your channels. And so adding a new channel, adding a new platform is not like gonna sink the ship, so to speak, because you already have a content plan.